What useful skills have you learned in your life? Please elaborate them.
The first thing is communication skills. Communication skills is really useful for your life. Communication skills is also will make your life more easier because if you need some help, you also need communication skills to explain to other people what your needs. And of course, if you want to get a job, you of course also need a communication skills. The second one is for me is fixing anything. Like for me, I like vehicles like cars and motorcycles and computers. Computers for me is my special one, is my favorite one because if you can fixing anything, you also know what's inside that things.
How would you reduce the pollution in Jakarta?
Okay, we all know that Jakarta is really a polluted capital city in the world. And of course, we need more action to that. So for me, the solution is of course to electrify anything like vehicle and public transportation, of course, right? If we electrify anything, for example, like we using electric vehicle cars or motorcycle electric EVs cars or EVs motorcycles, it will reduce the pollutions and it will make the air quality more breathable. Yeah. And then the second one is also reducing using plastic. Yeah, that's my solutions. Part 2, I will describing some photos here. Alright, as you can see, in this photo, they are graduating from their high school or from the university. For me, graduation is really important in really the happiest day in your life because graduation is a step to continue to your journey and to continue to your adult life, right? Or and after graduating, of course, you want to pursue your future's career, like you want to get a new job, or maybe you want to follow your your path, or maybe you want to continue what is your favorite hobbies, and then you want to make your hobby as your job, right? And that's graduation is the most important things. Alright, for part 3 we are going to talking about why my people choose to commute this way. The first thing for me is walking, right? Walking is the easiest one. We don't need to spend a money, and yeah, we just walk, right? We just walk from. Alright, skip.
Ulang. Ini berapa menit sih kita?
3 menit.
Yaudah.
3 menit. Right?
Oke, lu yang ngomong.
Okay. For part 3, we are going to be talking about why my people choose to commute this way. The first one is walking. Right? Walking is the easiest one. You don't need to spend your money. We just need to bring your drinks. Right?
And I can say that walking is also one of the simplest one, that like you don't need any preparations and you don't need any time to prepare and to fix if there's a problems and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it has a benefit also, right? If for walking, right? Like
healthy.
Yeah, healthy.
Makes
right?
you healthy.
Yeah, it makes you healthy, and yeah, that's what's walking.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons.
Yeah, what's the reason? And then the second one is bus or trams. Right? For me, buses is also one of the the first public transport and that I of course want to take too, because buses is the easiest one also, and it's more cheaper than than Ubers, right?
It
What do you
is.
think?
It is much cheaper, and also, if you're looking at a pollution standpoint, bus is like one of the best ways to decrease pollutions. And right now we have a lot of like electric buses, so
Yeah.
it's very cheap.
Yeah.
It is very environmental friendly, and probably, although not the most simplest or the fastest,
yeah.
but overall I think this is like one of the best ways to commute.
But there's the disadvantage, of course.
There's always a disadvantage, like for walking, for instance.
Yeah.
It's going to be taking a long time,
Yeah.
and there are much faster options,
Yeah.
like train is really fast, and right now Indonesia is having
High speed.
the high speed
Railway.
train,
Yeah.
really cool,
Yeah.
although not cheap. But I think if we develop it really well, I think it is going to be one of the best options too. Unfortunately, train is still powered by
A coal.
coal, or if it is powered by electric, it requires a huge electric from wattage point, from
Coal power plant.
how much you spend
Yeah.
in electric.
Yeah, and then there's also the disadvantage from buses. Like, if there's a congestion
Yeah,
on the road, the buses
Absolutely.
also will stop, right?
and
at the
train
traffic.
doesn't have any traffic, but train sometimes will decrease or stop in in certain stations, and
And also,
and yeah.
and also trains is more expensive, right, than buses or a tram.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there is something more expensive than trains: driving.
Yeah, driving. You need to fill in your gas, right? You need
Also need maintenance.
yes, of course.
And buying car itself, it's a huge feat in your money wise, because it is one of the most expensive ways that in this options, and also it's a huge thing, so it is not very versatile, it's not very easy to maintain too, like from the other things that you don't really think about maintenance, but driving you really need to think about maintenance, and also your license.
Yeah. Imagine if you having a car and then you need to fill your gas 300k per week. That's the most expensive one.
And if you daily your car, I think it will take 500,000 or even 600,000-700,000
Yeah.
just for going from A to B. So we can say that this is one of the most expensive ways to commute.
And then there's also the effective one. If you having a car, but there's a friends that you want to
Carpooling.
carpooling, right? Yeah, carpooling is the best option, right? If you don't want to using your car and you just want to
Yeah, if you own a car,
share
but
friend.
you don't wanna spend like money for fuel and money for maintenance, you just can ask your friend that hitchhike with you and
take a ride with your friends.
yeah, and it is probably the second best option
Yeah.
from, if you compare it to bus. I think bus and walking certainly is the number one option in my opinion, because it makes you healthy, it is really cheap, you don't really need extra time for maintenance and for filling the fuel up.
Yeah. But walking is also, you don't want to go far away with walking.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. I think
that's it.
that's it.
Okay, this is part 4. Let's go. So part 4 we chose the question number 5. Are you worried about the environment? Why and why not?
Yeah. Start for me, right?
What do you think?
Okay. Okay, in my opinion, yes, I really worried about environments, and now there's so much pollution in our environment, right? Especially came from the coal power plant, and then the the internal combustion vehicle,
ICEs.
right?
Yeah, ICEs. Like, uh, although currently we have hybrid and electric vehicles, but as of right now, there's really small units of hybrid and electrics
Yeah.
because electric itself it is quite expensive. Although the maintenance is much cheaper than
Mm.
petrol than fuel,
Mm.
but if you buy a brand new one, it's gonna cost you a lot of money.
Yeah, and then the infrastructure for the electric vehicle is less than the internal combustion.
Less than less
Infrastructure,
than
right?
ideal. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and that's not really ideal.
So I think the best way currently is not using your own car,
Yeah.
but use buses,
Yeah.
use trains,
Using public transportation.
public transportation, and walking.
Yeah.
Or if you want to use your own, I think bicycles is a good way to go
Yeah.
because it is much cheaper.
Yeah.
It doesn't really affect the greenhouse that much.
Yeah. And then of course government also really need to take an action, right? Like building a new renewable power plant, right?
Like citizens also have
Contribute.
to contribute on making the pollution much less,
Yeah.
much more about electrics and much renewable energies like sun powered, like
Yeah.
wind.
Solar
water.
power, yeah.
It is all of these power plants. They're good because it is already been created and been produced
Yeah.
in Indonesia.
Yeah.
However, I still think that citizens and
Really.
the government can increase and
Mm.
can make them much more.
Yeah. And then the citizens also really need to educate
Themselves, yeah,
educate
absolutely.
themselves, right, about this renewable energy, like using a solar panel for housing or using electric
Yeah.
vehicles. But for now, electric vehicles is more expensive than internal
For
combustion.
older generations, they are not really worried about environments, but for us, for the young guns,
Yeah.
we're very worried, and
Yeah.
because it is really dangerous. And as you can, Indonesia is a tropical country, and global warming is a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It every year it is making the environment much hotter,
Much more hotter.
an increase of 2 or 3 degrees
Yeah.
each year. So it's not a good thing, and we need to increase our self-awareness.
Yes, of course. And for now, electric vehicles, as I saw it, electric vehicles is much more expensive than internal combustion vehicles. So citizens much more want to choose
Yeah.
internal combustion than electric vehicles, and that's the one of my worried one, because we also need to take an action, right, as a citizens, not only just the government.
We need to take actions, and we need to increase our self-awareness.
Yes,
That's it.
and that's it. Thank you.